Okay, guys. Uh, Good morning. Uh, Today we are supposed to very interesting chapter. We are supposed to go through very interesting subject, or we can call it an. It leads to you will get a it fetches a job for you also. Today we are supposed to do introduction to additive manufacturing. Okay, this is very important nowadays, especially in industries nowadays. Everybody is fond of additive manufacturing, 3D printing, stereolithography, and then SLS, selective laser centering, selective laser inhibitors. There are rapid prototyping. Additive manufacturing can also be called as rapid prototyping. There are a number of ways of things are there nowadays, and then I am also we are also doing research on chocolate printing, and then build printing of buildings. There are a number of things are there. Okay, now this is very important chapter for your with respect to the exam as well as with respect to your life also. It will give definitely a job for you. And then we'll starting what is meant by, or that is additive manufacturing. What is meant by additive manufacturing? Okay, or what is the principle of additive manufacturing? Okay, additive manufacturing is a general term for all technologies that produce parts by layer addition of material at the micron level to achieve the required shape, besides of metal removal technique, which is traditionally subtractive process. Okay, now what is additive manufacturing is nothing but, I think in the below uh, in manufacturing there are a number of things are there. One is additive manufacturing is there, and another one is conventional manufacturing is there. Okay, our manufacturing can also be categorized into a number of ways. Okay, now what is additive manufacturing system is, here the material will be added to create to get the required shape, or to get the required shape we have to add the material. Okay, to build the parts. Okay, that is called as additive manufacturing. Okay, another type of manufacturing process are there, that is conventional manufacturing process. Those conventional manufacturing process, we can call it's an subtractive manufacturing process. There the material will be removed from the workpiece to get the required shape. That is the basic thing what you are supposed to have, or what is the thing you are supposed to have in an additive manufacturing system. In additive manufacturing system, it starts from the part will be built layer by layer. One layer, after that, after completing one layer, second layer, third layer, okay, fourth layer, like that. It will builds layer by layer by adding the material. Okay, by adding the material, it builds the layer. That is called as additive manufacturing. That is, we are adding the material. Either it may be PLA, ABS, acrylic, means we can use ceramic also nowadays, metal also we can use, and then there are n number of techniques are there. We can use we can print food also, we can print chocolates, we can do, and then we can print buildings. The n number of things are there. That is, additive manufacturing can also be used by civil engineers also. That's not a problem. And then if you want to print a board, circuit board, PLC boards, PCB boards, that can also be taken care by, we can do with the help of additive manufacturing process. That is the major thing what I am supposed to have, I supposed to tell today. Okay, and then this additive manufacturing process, if you learn very perfectly correctly, it will fetch a job. Okay, there are manufacturing in this with respect to the syllabus, there are two methods are there. One is additive manufacturing process is there, and another one is conventional manufacturing process is there, or we can call it a subtractive manufacturing process. Okay, here by adding the material, the you will get the intended product, or you will get the product, but there you have to subtract the material to get the required product. That is the basic definition of additive manufacturing process. Okay, next another thing is there, that is called as what is by subtractive manufacturing process. In subtractive manufacturing process, what happens is, take lathe, milling, drilling. I have given only one diagram. There are a number of diagrams are there. Okay, we can put it, that's why I have given blank. Okay, for that is for you guys. That is, you can give milling machine, drilling machine, grinding machine, okay, woodwork, that is engraving machines, everything. There the material will be removed. That is why it is called as subtractive. The material is subtracted from the work part. That is called as subtractive manufacturing process. Okay. Now you can see this is another type of thing is that I told engraving, we can do that, your front doors of your houses and all, we can give engraving or somewhat like that we can do, or by using simple printers, we can do printing also, in the sense like we have to remove the material there. Okay. That is the major difference between additive manufacturing process and then subtractive manufacturing process. Here the material will be added, there the material will be subtracted. That is here the material will be subtracted, there the material will be added. That is the major difference between additive manufacturing process and then subtractive manufacturing process. Okay. Okay. Now how actually, basically if I talk with additive manufacturing process, we will have an idea of 3D printer. Okay. How the 3D printer works, there are a number of techniques are there. I am not supposed to I'm in in the next slides I will supposed to tell, but what is by 3D printer, how the things will do it. Okay, 3D printer is a, we can call it an, it's as the name itself suggests, it prints three-dimensional object. That is called as 3D printer. Okay, it prints three-dimensional objects. Okay, now you can ask how you are supposed to print a three-dimensional object in a printing machines. Okay, what is the procedure? Okay, what are the things you are supposed to have is, if you want to print any objects, first you should have a system, that is computer. Okay, there you have to have you should install some part drawing, either SolidWorks, CATIA, that is part drawing softwares you have to install, Solid Edge, whatever it may be. That solid whatever the things, what is the thing, what are the things it is there in your mind. Okay. And then in additive manufacturing process, anything can be printed if you have the capacity, or if you have the capability of creating the drawings, anything can be printed. That is the major advantageous in additive manufacturing process compared to other process. Okay. And then if you want the product, you just forget about the time and all that, we can do it, if the price, if the cost are so many parameters are there. But if you are if you are, once again I'm supposed to tell, anything, any product, any design, any intricate shapes can be done with the help of additive manufacturing process, unless and until you should have the capacity of creating the drawing, or if you should have the capacity of creating the part file. Okay, if you know how to create it, then you can do then you can print the objects, any kind of object, any sort of object. Okay. And then with respect to time, I not supposed to touch the time right now. Okay, based upon there are a number of different types of machines will be there. Okay, now the time is not a matter. Main thing is any intricate shapes, any things can be printed with the help of additive manufacturing process. Okay. And then what are the things you are supposed to have in an additive manufacturing process is, okay, it prints layer by layer. Okay. And then first thing, the CAD, the first you should require system. That system, it consists of some softwares that either it may be CATIA, CATIA, Solid Edge, SolidWorks, and then Unigraphics. And then from the and then the person who are sitting in front of the system, he should know how to design the product. If he knows any, whatever the thing it is there in his mind, okay, that can be printed in 3D printing or additive manufacturing process. Okay. Now, especially in 3D printing. Okay. In we can I will stick on to the 3D printing. Anything can be printed in that is any three-dimensional object can be printed in 3D printing. Okay. That is, first we will do the drawing. That is a CAD model. That CAD model, we are supposed to have a software called a slicing software. That thing, it has to be, we have to do slicing. After slicing, we have to do we have to save in .stl file. That file has to be given input to the system for a 3D printer, for the 3D printer. Okay, that 3D printer, it will takes in terms of machine in his own language, and then it starts printing. That is the major thing what it actually happens in the thing. Okay. Now the additive manufacturing requires an input computer aided design, that is CAD model of the part. What are the things I am explained, the same thing I'm just reading out. of the part. If you have any doubts, you can ask. Okay, which may be designed in a CAD system or obtained from reverse engineering. Okay, and then one more thing is there. For example, I want, sir, I want to print my face, my hands, or whatever it may be. Okay, or otherwise, I want to print my old car or something like that. Everything can be printed. Okay, if that is called as reverse engineering. Reverse engineering is nothing but, okay, I we don't have any dimensions or somewhat like that. Okay, the existing part will be there. That existing part, we are supposed to scan it, and then that data will be collected in the system. That data will be recorded in the system, and then it will give, that is, it builds the CAD model of the existing part. That part, once again, I can we can print in 3D printing. That is the major thing. How you are supposed to do re-engineering works means there are, and then while doing re-engineering works, there are a number of difficulties, a number of things will be there we have to do. And then if you know the work, then only you have to do it. That is 3D scanners we have to, by using 3D scanners, there are a number of things are there nowadays. And then unidirectional slicing, multidirectional slicing. This is called as, with respect to the slicing software, what I told, that is unidirectional. You have to slice only in one direction, and then like this you slice, and another one, multidirectional slicing. 2D path planning, raster path, zigzag path, contour path. There are a number of things are there. This is so that you will get your required product. Okay. Now this is I have taken from an research scholar. Okay, that is how you are supposed to complete your whatever the thing it is there in your mind to a real product. Okay, for example, first what I do, or otherwise they have given two things also can be done. That is, one is existing part can be printed, or any design, conceptual design, it is there in your mind, that also can be printed. Okay, now I will just go through one by one. Design concepts, whatever the designs you are having. For example, I want to design an aeroplane. Okay, draw the CAD model of airplane, analyze and optimize whatever you want, you can do it, and then you send it to the with a file extension .stl, that is stereolithographic file format. Okay, after that, here the slicing will going to happen, and then your part will be printed. Okay, if it is yes, post processing will be done. That is a 3D object functional part will be done. That is after completing your 3D printing. It is while if it is yes, then it will go to the post processing. Here you can do vapor smoothing. That is, if you want to smooth finish or somewhat like that, here you can control the fill density. Everything can be controlled, especially if you want strength material or somewhat like that, and then you can do this kind of thing. That is, you will get an your final product. Okay, that is this is design concept. One more concept is there, that is existing part is there. For example, sir, I'm having for example, what I can give an example. Best example is, um, for example, plumber block. Okay, or otherwise bearing. Okay, bearing, it is there in my office or in my industry. That bearing has been rusted or somewhat like that. Okay, what I do is I will take the bearing. Okay, the same type of bearing I want. Okay, either because nowadays I can print the bearing in metals also. Okay, now what I do is I take the CT scan or MRI scan of the, that is actually we have to do scanning, and then we have to do scanning. After scanning all the things, what are the things, it is the bearing part, everything has to be taken care. That is scanning can be done in one direction, two direction, three direction, total 360 degree we have to cover it, and then we have to take the datas. That datas will be converted completely into the CAD model. Once again, do analysis and optimization, send it with an extension of file extension of .stl file, serial file, your part will be ready. This is the basic procedure how you are supposed to have you are supposed to print the 3D printing. Okay, that is a 3D printed object. This I have taken from a resource person from this one. And another thing is there, and then you can ask, sir, which type of materials I can print. Okay, especially in there are in 3D print, especially in additive manufacturing, there are a number of materials I can we can use, because we can print metal, we can print ceramics, we can print foods, we can print, means I am just telling. For example, three types of materials can be used in additive manufacturing. That is, I can print polymers, ceramics, and metals. Okay, that is polymers means thermoplastic, thermoset. That is normally we use PLM, acrylic, ABS, such kind of a thing, and then we are supposed to do the things. Ceramics also nowadays we are also trying out ceramics kind of things, and then another one is there, that is metals, and then we can print. We are actually one of in the one main thing is we are trying to manufacture an 3D chocolate printer. I think it is available. I'm not telling it. I'm inventing or whatever it may be. But thing is, we can print the chocolates. Okay, but especially what happens is in chocolates, the because the 3D printing, what is the main basic definition? It prints layer by layer. Okay, here also you will first layer, on the second layer it gets shrinkage or somewhat like that. There are a number of things will be there. Okay, for example, if your part will be around, I am talking about length. Okay, that is if you want to print some 10 mm, okay, you have to print around some 12 mm so that you will get a 10 mm. Okay, like that will be there, because exactly it starts shrinking, or because it's a liquid, it's a melted liquid. For that reason you have to keep in mind. And then polymers will be there, that is PLA I can print, ABS I can print, and then in metals also I can print, as the all several individual additive manufacturing process covers the use of these materials. That is powder also. Ceramics means I can use powder ceramics material also I can print. These are all the things. And then one more thing is that is here there are categorized into additive manufacturing process has been categorized into three groups. One is liquid material production, powder material production, solid material production. In liquid material production, there are a number of things are there. That is liquid. What is liquid material production means? For example, you will heat a metal, you heat any sort of things, okay, so that it will melt and then it will start printing. That is stereolithography, 3D printing, beam interface, solidification, liquid, thermal. There are a number of things are there. Powder based is nothing but in 3D printing. But once again, the 3D printing will come there is okay. We can print powder also. That is selective laser centering. That is the powder will be sprayed on the bed, and then the laser will come, and then below that the movement will be there. Once again the powder will be sprayed, and then lastly you will get the product. And then laser engineering net, there are a number of things are there. Solid means fused deposition modeling, FDM will be there. And then laminated composite, laminated object manufacturing will be there. These are all the basic classification of additive manufacturing process. And then the basic 7 major additive manufacturing processes are classified as per ASTM F42R. Okay, this is as per ASTM. That is, I think everybody knows what is ASTM, American Society for Technical, that is materials, that is testing of materials. Okay, they are the pioneers. They have given some based upon F42. They have given photopolymerization, material jetting, binder jetting, material extrusion, powder bed fusion, sheet lamination, direct energy deposition. These are all the types of with respect to your syllabus I am talking about now. That is photopolymerization is there, material jetting thing is there, binder jetting is there, material extrusion is there, powder bed fusion is there, sheet lamination is there, direct energy deposition is there. There are a number of things are there. Okay, now what is that is a powder photopolymerization. Okay, the polymeric materials used in the photopolymerization process are mainly radiation curing acrylics. Okay, this is the diagram. What you can see the photopolymerization, how actually the this platform or piston, it will move from top to bottom. Okay, as one layer by layer it start printing, it's it will move downwards. And then the liquid resin will be there here, and then laser will be there, scanner will be there, laser beam will be there. Okay, it starts printing here. That is the light activated polymer quickly solidifies whenever the beam strikes the surface of the liquid. Once one layer is traced, it is lowered a small distance into the vat, and the second layer is traced on top of the first layer. That is the same thing what I told in this piston and cylinder. Actually it's a piston and platform type of arrangement. Okay, it will be here. Actually one layer will be printed, it will come down, another layer will be printed like it will comes till this. Okay, and then you will get your final product. Okay, the self adhesive property of the photopolymer causes the layer to bond to one another, and eventually a complete three-dimensional object is fully deposited. The hardened designs are then immersed in a chemical bath in order to remove any excess resin and post cured in an ultraviolet oven. Okay, that is after all you have to remove the because it's a resin that it has to be done, that centering has to be done. It is also possible to print objects bottom up approach also, top down approach also. Okay, there are two types of approaches are there. That is, one is this is top to down approach and bottom to up approach. There are two types of things are there. Bottom up approach, and by using a vat with a somewhat flexible transparent bottom and focusing the UV upward to the bottom of the vat. That is, there are two types of approaches are there. Top down approach and then bottom up approach. That is, top down is nothing but what exactly is from the product will begins from the top and then ends at the bottom. That is top down approach, and then the part will begins at the bottom and then ends at the top. That is bottom up approach. Okay, now another thing is there. It is called as, this is called as material jetting. Creates this diagram. You can see leveling blade is there, and then UV curing lamp will be there, print heads will be there, object being fabricated, elevator will be there. This platform, it also, it can move. Build platform will be there. That is support material, and build material will be there. Okay, here I mean material jetting creates objects in a similar method to a two-dimensional inkjet printer. Okay, it resembles a inkjet type of printer. Material is jetted onto a build surface or platform where it is solidifies, and model is built layer by layer. Okay, the material is deposited from a nozzle which moves horizontal across the build platform. It moves horizontal across the build platform. Machine vary in complexity, and they, in their methods of controlling the deposition of material. The material layers are then cured or hardened using ultraviolet light. As material must be deposited in drops, number of materials available to use is limited. This is called as material jetting. This is the brief that is diagrammatic representation. This also I have taken from the internet. Okay, for better understanding, not for any this one. And this one is called as binder jetting. It's one of a new this one, and then this is the diagram of binder jetting. That is, powder bed is there, new powder stock will be there, liquid binder will be there. This will most this is a print header, or we can call it an inkjet print head. Okay, it will move to and fro from its main position. This is the powder bed. Okay, that is a built platform that it can move down, means based upon the this one. In binder jet, a thin layer of powder, that is polymer, metal, or ceramic, okay, whatever it may be, is rolled across the building platform. A printer head then sprays a liquid adhesive binders to fuse the powder particles together. Okay, that is what happens exactly is here. One layer of powder will be there. Okay, after that I can take some after that, what actually the print header, what it will do is, it have some adhesive type of thing. It will starts printing on that, so that you will get your required part. Okay, after completing that, once again one more layer of powder, same procedure, one more layer of powder, same procedure. Okay, that is called as binder jetting. That is jetting will be done, and then binder will be used. Okay, that's why it is binder jetting. um, Binder jetting. And another thing is that this is the very good technology what you are supposed to have in the additive manufacturing. That is material extrusion. Okay, here what happens is, the nozzle will be there, the extrusion nozzle will be there, and the movable table will be there. Okay, you can print wait a minute. Okay, this is called as metal extrusion. They were whereby you can like, that is, by using extrusion process, you can extrude the material to be printed. Whatever the things you want, you can print. That is, metal extrusion is becoming one of the most prominent additive manufacturing process. In this process, the part is made by depositing the extruded material layer by layer. Generally, thermoplastic filament is unwounded, or you can use thermoplastic. The nozzle is heated to a heat filament, and the semi molten polymer to be extruded. That is, it is works on the same thing what we are supposed to use in 3D printing and all. But here only the extruder nozzle will be there, and then it starts depositing the material. The entire system is contained within a chamber which is held at a temperature slightly below the melting point. This is called as material extrusion. And one of very nice thing is that is called as powder bed fusion. This is one of the nice technique, but it requires more space and all. Okay, but this PBF, we can call it an powder bed fusion. Methods use either a laser or electron beam to melt and fuse metal powder. Here also, that is either you can use powder, either you can use thermoplastic, thermoset polymers, and then either you can use metals. Okay, the process centers the powder layer by layer. Selective heat centering, that is how actually this is the thing. Okay, this is leveling roller will be there, build platform will be there. Okay, either it can move up and down. Actually normally it will move up and down. This is the powder will be deposited here. The powder will be deposited here. What actually it will do is it will push the powder one layer, and then it starts printing. That is, laser will be there, this is mirror will be there, that is scanning mirror. Okay, and then it starts printing. Okay, this is called as due to the laser beam. Okay, the laser beam strikes on the powder. Okay, and then everything is controlled by the CAD modeling. Everything, the input to the system is CAD model. Okay, and then the bed, actually this you can see this one, right? Okay, it will be here, one layer, another layer, second, third, fourth, fifth, it will comes down, so that you will get a part. After that it will comes up once again, and then it will shift it to here. This is called as powder bed fusion. Similarly, sheet lamination 3D printer is also there. The sheet lamination 3D printing techniques is mainly used to produce a colored object in a high detail resolution as a built material. Okay, that is, this is the thing how you are supposed to have. This is called as a sheet lamination 3D printing. Here, what is the main basic difference is here you can get a colored object also. That is a thin layered material like aluminum foil or paper based filaments are cut into appropriately shaped layer, often by laser or very, that is how you are supposed to. Here laser will be there. Once again, the mirror type of thing will be there. The laser sends the signal, and then it gets reflected, and then means it will the laser, it will be sorry, the mirror will be at an angle. It starts that is and then here the build platform will be there. It also it starts moving and all. Okay, and then this is called as sheet lamination 3D printing. And then one more thing is that this is called as direct energy deposition. That is, direct energy deposition is defined as additive manufacturing process in which folks thermal energy is used to fuse materials by melting as they are being deposited. That is, here we use electron beam as the source of energy. Okay, previously we used laser as a source of energy, but here I can we are using electron beam. Okay, if and the source of energy, and then the procedure remains same. Okay, any doubts you can ask. Okay, this is the thing what I'm supposed to cover for this day. If you have any doubts, please contact. And or otherwise, one thing I want to clarify while doing this video is I thank all the because some of the images I have copied from the net for better understanding purpose for the students, not for any commercial or something like that. Okay, thank you, man. Thank you.